My phone's back, Brian.
Hey, all right. I guess the town's back to normal.
No, now people are calling me. So it's back to normal, all right, but it's not good. But no, there was nothing wrong with the town. I was lied to. AT&T is on the list now, too. Hold on here. AT&T. See, we even got all kinds of sound effects. We're going all out on this program. Remember, I told you on the experience that we did, but since some people have been missing the podcast, which are, by the way, up on the official YouTube channel, official Jim Cornette. It's all there. You don't have to miss anything. Catch it over there, and now we're all caught up. But I said on the last program, we had severe thunderstorms, not as bad as we've had in the last 6 months or so, but a severe thunderstorm a week ago Sunday night. The next day, I pick up the phone to make a phone call, and I don't have a dial tone. I've got meh. And so I mentioned that, as I later found out, nobody could call me. It would just be automatically disconnected, and I obviously could not call anybody out. So, and Stacy's at her mom's house for her mom's birthday. So I get the cheap cell phone that I've got that I keep in my truck and never use, and call AT&T. Where I am put on the phone after some procedural difficulties, finally get a human being, but he ain't from here. He might be from Nepal. I believe Bangladesh was a candidate. I don't know where he's from, but he ain't local. And he's telling me what's going on in Louisville, Kentucky. And after he leaves me on hold for quite a while and comes back with an update, he has consorted with one of the high muckety mucks that know more than he does, and said there's been an issue in the area. They already know about it. Lines were ripped asunder, or whatever the fuck it is he said. And it's been reported, and they're going to be working on it. What's the estimated time of repair? 1 week. What the fuck? Did I miss that some foreign power dropped a nuclear bomb on the AT&T Center in Shepherdsville or somewhere, right? All right. So it's 4th of July week anyway, and Stace gets back home at the end of the week. People, if they need to, if the 3 or 4 main people in my life, if they need to get a hold of me, they can find me, and otherwise I'm on vacation, right? But 7 days passes, the 1 week, I ain't got shit, but so I call again. This time I can't even get a person. I get on the automated thing, and they say, this trouble has already been reported. Like, no shit. But it's a robot. So I can't say no shit to the robot. It doesn't comprehend that. Artificial intelligence hadn't got to no shit yet. So then it says, you have reported trouble of having noises and voices on the line. What? Now, how am I going to argue with a fucking robot again and go, yes, stop the voices. They're telling me to do bad things. And it automatically says, we'll dispatch a repair person. So all you got to do to get your phone fixed is tell people that the voices or tell a robot that the voices in your head are telling you to do bad things. Or on your phone, one or the other.
Did they send a technician or a paranormal?
So, well, this little short elderly woman with an accent showed up. And she waved this little fucking trinket. No, so anyway, then it doesn't. I'm thinking, well, I gave them the cell phone number last week, but they didn't give me an option to give them the cell phone number that I can be contacted at. So how is this technician going to, because it says if the technician needs access to your house, he'll call you to tell. All right, I'm going to see, right? Well, I'll be a son of a bitch. Wouldn't you know who won the pony? By about 1 or 2 o'clock that afternoon, the AT&T phone truck is pulling up the drive. And I'm like, I talked to an actual person that told me it'd be a fucking week and just sit there and hold my peat in hand. But I talked to this robot and mentioned that the voices in my head are telling me things, and this guy's here in 4 hours. So he's got outside on the pole, and he's got a dial tone at my pole. So there was, and I told him what had happened in the conversation that I'd had with whoever on the phone. And he said, there's no fucking problems here. There's no. And I said, and I've got a dial tone right there at the pole, right? He said, yeah, somewhere between the pole and your house is the issue. So that could have saved me a week if this motherfucker hadn't fucking, I don't know where he thought things were bad, whatever. So moving on. This guy comes in the garage now, where the phone at my breaker boxes and the cable and everything comes in there, right? Where it goes underground from the pole and then it comes into the house and it ends up there and then it's distributed and disseminated to the various points in the house. And he opens a little box with the phone wires. And there's a couple of them there because 20 years ago or whatever, I had a different phone number in the house for the fax machine, which everybody quit using. So it was just sitting there looking nice on my desk, and I finally got rid of it. So he checks one wire, and it's not good. It's getting the same. And he checks another wire in there, and he does something. He cuts one off, a green one off, and ties another one into something, and suddenly the line that was not working is working. Bear in mind, there's no way that this could have been done unless somebody specifically did this to go in here and change the wiring some kind of way. So I asked him, I said, how did this problem happen? He said, I don't know. I said, how did you fix it? He said, I don't know. He said, he put his little gimmick up there and detected wires with signal versus wires with and clipped a couple of them together, and the fucking phone works again. It hasn't been changed in 20 years. Nobody's been in that little box to change those phone lines. And it's been the same phone number and the same line going to this house since 1956. But he comes in and in 15 minutes, clip, twist up. Okay, I don't know how I did it. I don't know what was wrong, but it works. I said, so fucking leave.
Do you remember the question I asked you? Because I didn't
What was it?
I didn't even expect the answer you gave me, and it was perfect. I said, have you asked your neighbors if they're having a similar problem? You said no one has a phone.
Well, yeah. It's all these weirdos. All they've got, the guy next to me, he's older than I am. All he's got's a cell phone. The woman on the other side of me, she's been there for quite some time, but I think she has one of those phones plugged into her computer or something because she always has trouble with it. And every time she calls me from her cell phone, well, my home phone's not working. So who am I going to call? Who am I going to call? Anyway, so if you want to call me, folks, well, now I'm way behind on all this shit anyway. So if I haven't called you in the last week, I couldn't. For once, I have a legitimate excuse besides if I only had time.